even me just walking my dog down the street, you know, and people walk by and then you switch sides. It's they're saying hi and they're being friendly and they're being kind, and that's something Elton said that I hope happens as well, is that, you know, this can be a time to be gentle with ourselves, like you said, taking breaks from all the noise, even taking breaks from social media for a second, and just, you know, being outside or being with my babies outside and like just just breathing in air. I think that that's something that's really important.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. That was too good. I couldn't like not see her. I didn't want to lose you. No, that was like too good. I had to see you.
Mm.
Talking about mental health and self care. I mean, you just kind of gave us some of those tips, but what's something that you can use to filter helpful thoughts versus hurtful thoughts? Because I know this is a time where the ants just totally want to attack our brain, and
Yeah.
I think when things like this are happening, we love to be future telling. We love to be psychics, where we know what's going to happen, and we really
Mhm.
don't know anything, and it can just give us anxiety. What do you use to keep yourself helpful?
Communicating with like women I respect, you know, like I have a few older women that I look up to that aren't in the industry. I call them, and I think talking through what it is you're feeling is extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And I think there's wisdom in all of this with women and with other people, and all of my friends as well will get on calls, or you know, we'll just talk to each other. But sometimes I have to feel it, Miley. Sometimes I got to cry it out, and I've got to release it and just take a deep breath and then remind myself, you know, go back to my tools, which is, okay, where is this coming from? I
Yeah.
understand I'm a big empath, so I feel so much of what the world
Yeah.
is feeling. So maybe I need to take a step back from that, or whatever it is, but also just being there for other people actually helps me too.
I
Um,
agree. It gives
so
me so much light in this time just to be able to connect with people, like you said, people I respect and people that I love and want to hear their advice, but just to know people are there and just to know that people
yeah,
are feeling the same way that I feel makes me feel less alone. Um,
yeah.
so what's your advice for someone who's afraid to talk about mental health? Like, where would you tell people to reach out? I know you work with crisis text line 741 and I know someone will respond. So is that something that you would say to reach out to, or like, how do you talk about mental health?
So recently I went to one of the best mental hospitals in the world, but definitely in America, McLean's Hospital. And I discussed that after years of going through a lot of different things, I realized that I was bipolar. And so when I go to know more information, it actually helps me. It doesn't scare me once I know it. And I think
Yeah.
people get scared of that, right? They're like, oh, and I've seen it, and I've seen some of it even in my own family, where I'm like, what's going on? Where it's just, I'm from Texas. It's not known to like talk about your mental health, or you got to seem cool. And then I see anger built up in children, teenagers, or whatever, young adults, because they are wanting that so badly. And so
Yeah.
I just feel like when I finally said what I was going to say, I wanted to know everything about it, and it took the fear away. It was like when my mom, well, when I was younger, I was scared of thunderstorms, and my mom bought me all these different books on thunderstorms. So she's like, the more that you educate yourself on this, the more that you're not going to be afraid. And
Right.
it completely worked. And that's kind of something that helps me big time.
That's really good advice. I really like that about buying the books about the thunderstorms, because when you do understand something, you don't think, hey, this is just happening to me. Because when something's just happening to you, then you can't kind of find some sense of, maybe tools that you can
Right.
use, and it'll give you a sense of like there's things that I can do, like therapy, that can make me understand parts. I was actually talking about parts of my personality that if I let them control me, they can become negative. But if I learn how to kind of use them for good, like I have, you know, OCD, like I'm pretty obsessive. At a time when I was younger, it used to really drive me, you know, kind of made me feel like I was just too different. I didn't really understand it. And I used to like alphabetize things. Like I couldn't, like I would throw these total fits if I couldn't alphabetize things and all these different things. But now it's been able to help me to kind of learn about it and be able to use it for good and use it for doing things like this and staying organized, but then also just be able to understand it more. And so it's just really important to understand something that you're relating with or just doing research, and it's a really good tool. You know, so what I wanted to ask you were, you know, besides obviously like your therapist, what are some reliable sources that are like really close to you in your life? You know, like crisis text hotline, or what are some organizations that you support that you would encourage people to look into?
So I recently, with along with we were selling some stuff, is that we were donating to the Recording Academy. I had Justin Tranter, who is one of my writers that I work with all the time, and I love him so much. He sent a mass text to people saying this is definitely going to affect our music community, and music makes, I mean, as you know, music makes you feel, makes you happy, and makes you explore different things. And so, you know, the Music Cares is like a part of that as well. So I've donated to both of them because that's also a side of my people. So I'm doing like, you know, I'm trying to do hospitals, and then I'm going to be working with Music Cares, and then I'm not going to stop because I feel, you know, and I talk to my team daily. I'm like, where's the holes here? Where's the things that I can be placed to help in any way possible? So, yeah, there's a couple of other things, but
I love Music Cares. We actually were talking about Music Cares and the struggles that independent artists will have with concerts being canceled and venues. And I love what Live Nation is doing with Crew
yes,
Nation, taking care of all the crews. So people are really stepping up in our community, which makes me really, really happy and proud to be a part of it.
yes,
Before we go, I wanted to talk about this tool that I have that's called Feel Great Anywhere, Anytime. And it's from my therapist, Dr. Amen. And it's about anchoring yourself. So in times where like anxiety, okay.
okay,
So this is the one thing I wanted to ask you. So it's about anchoring yourself. You know, anxiety can really make us kind of feel, you know, that floating feeling where you feel like you have
yes,
no weight in your feet or your hands. And so you really have to like find the gravity and let it like just anchor you. So Dr. Amen has this trick, Feel Great Anywhere, Anytime, where you anchor yourself to a memory. So even if you're traveling and you have a suitcase, and I was saying that, you know, when I see, you know, like in my suitcase, if I had a yellow sweatshirt, it would remind me of bananas. And one time, me and my brother decided we didn't like the way that my parents were running the house, so we were going to live inside our dollhouse, my dollhouse that I had outside. But we only took bananas, and by like the second hour, we were so over the bananas that we were like sneaking over to our grandma's house and getting like all her little sweet treats and Chex Mix and all these things. So it reminds me of the yellow, reminds me of bananas, which reminds me of my brother, and then it reminds me of my childhood and how fortunate I was to have a playmate, because some people don't have brothers and sisters that you can play with. And so I was just so lucky to have that. So that anchors me. What's like a memory in your life or something around you that reminds you, or what's a memory in your life that you like to think about in times where you feel that floaty feeling? It's a really beautiful memory.
yeah, wow. Probably when my sister was born, because I was an only child growing up, so I didn't have my sister's six, so big age difference. But when she came into my life, I remember having the chest to chest moment.
Yeah.
And so when I think of that moment, you know, and it's working, it's working
Yeah.
right now, where I just, that nothing else mattered in that time, and this beautiful life just came in, and I just was overwhelmed. And I think what makes me think of that is like baby smell, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
something that's really, really sweet. And it brings me back to life. You know,
Yeah.
it's a life, and it's a part of me in a weird way. So I
So
feel like,
your little sister is 6.
yeah.
Okay, so my little sister just turned 20. It'll change. It will change. Right now, I go between being like the coolest person in the world in her life to like she doesn't know me.
Yeah, right.
So that'll happen. She won't know you at a period of her life. Someone's gonna say like, "Oh, your sister Selena's cool," and she goes, "Who's that? I don't know her."
Exactly. Oh no, you're
Oh yeah,
so
she'll
right.
not know you for a couple of years. That's what happens every now and then. Or like, I'll run into now Noah kind of goes out. So if I like run into her out and you wave and she's like, "I don't know her." She doesn't quite, I don't know me yet, but like it's on the way, it's creeping in, but it'll then come back around.
I
The
think
closer,
so.
yeah, it comes back around. Me and my little sister Noah's 20 and I'm 27, and so I give it a couple of years and I think I'll be really cool again.
Yeah, I'm still in the cool zone.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to have you on the show and happy to reconnect with you, and send me butterflies anytime.
Yes,
When all
same.
this is moved on and we can connect, we'll just hug.
Would love that.
All
Thank
right.
you, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thanks, Selena. Good to see you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, my dog is like banging on the door. Hold on. Come here. Come here, puppy. What are you doing? Oh. No. Come here, Momo. Come here. Miley, come here. Come here. I hear puppies. I hear a puppy. I hear a puppy. Come here. Okay, so we have one more guest. I have Jimmy Fallon on the show. Here we go. Well, how the tables have turned.
Wow, the tables have turned. You are amazing, by the way, at
Who's
doing this.
hosting who, homie?
Wow, you're a talk show host. Oh my goodness.
But in this time, we've had time to really like dig into ourselves and find things that we've always wanted to do and we've never had the time for. And I don't like ever do something kind of. I commit. So I've committed full on to talk show host life.
You really have, has it changed you?
Oh, it definitely has. I've got a mug with my name on it, which someone pointed out that Fallon's mug, you have the logo on the bottom of your mug, so I'm working on that when I come back after hiatus. I made a sign, which you don't really have like a sign that's like, I need to make you a new sign. You have a sign, but you don't have like a sign.
No, I need like a real sign. You actually went
like,
for it. And
I need you to go like this. Okay. Screenshot, and I'm gonna make your mouth with LED bedazzled also. And I'm gonna
that'll be the new Tonight Show logo?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a logo. I got the cup, I got the couch, I got the sign, and I'm excited to make your sign. And I was thinking, you do have one thing that I don't have. You've got the roots. And like, I just wanted to ask you, because I never really have, because I'm always in the hot seat. What's it like having the Roots as your house band, where you can make anything happen? Like any joke or any skit you want to do, they're like right there, and they make it so great because they're just so incredible.
It's the luckiest thing, the best thing that ever happened to me. But they're so beyond talented that I've never even seen anyone that are this talented. But they can play with Jay-Z one night and then play with Tony Bennett the next night without even batting an eye.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. And the thing I love about it is that they're actually into it. They really want to have, they want challenges. And they're like, great, let's do a, let's do a bit. Let's do let's do a country song. Let's do a, they just love music so much. And Questlove, as you know, is a perfectionist.
Yeah.
He just really just like, honestly, whatever he does well, just like you.
I just think it's so cool that you're able to like do these skits and they're funny, but what's not funny is how good the Roots are every time. It's like, when we're doing Courtney Love, you're like doing the whole song, or when we did, we did all that like, what was our challenge we did where we did Talking Heads?
Oh, that's right. Oh, we like a lip sync battle.
Yeah, we did the lip sync battle. They're like killing it. Like it's almost distracting how good they are because it's like
They sound
we're
like a real
idiots,
track.
but they're so good that like it's amazing.
We loved you that week. By the way, we had you for that whole week, and we loved you so much. I always loved you, but you were so nice to every single human on the staff that my whole crew would drop everything and work for you instead of me in 2 seconds.
That's funny you say that. You know, I was about to tell you, your entire crew is awesome. And the minute that it is safe to connect again, I'm definitely going to steal, borrow
Oh my God.
your crew from my show.
Oh
You know,
my
they're the best.
gosh.
Like, your crew is like family. You know, I'm trying to train my, I'll show you. I got this dog. This is my crew. Hold on. Oh, this is my crew. Oh.
Oh, wow. Who's
So
that?
I'm trying to train him to give me 5-minute warnings. Oh, man.
That's my dog. This is Gary.
This is Bo, short for Rainbow. You know, you had to be in the show aesthetic to be a regular.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Jimmy
right,
and Gary, it makes sense.
Yeah. This Gary was on our show actually, and she played a male political pundit, and so I would have a debate with her as a puppy, and whoever got the most applause won the debate.
Oh
and
my
clearly,
God. Well, we were talking about like things you can do to, you know, to kind of make time that feels like it can tick slowly in times like this go a little faster. So having a political debate with your dog is a great idea, and you're always going to win. That's the greatest thing about dogs.
how was your show today? How was Elton?
My show was so good, and Elton is just so brilliant in the work that he does with the Elton John AIDS Foundation and just donating at this time because, you know, obviously he wants to make sure everyone's still being treated, and the hospitals are so, you know, kind of full right now that he wants to make sure that everyone's still getting the medical attention that they need. And he's just seriously the best. I had a pretty good lineup today, Jimmy.
You really did, by the way. You had a great one. I'm a little jealous of your booking. Gary, come on.
I should start booking your gigs. I'm pretty good at it. No one can say no to one of my DMs. And listen, this is how you have to book people. You got to book through DMs because it says seen. And then once it says seen, if they don't respond, I just bombard them with emojis. And
and you go, dude, I know you saw it. I know you saw the request. You have to do it.
It's way better than a publicist. People love to say no to publicists, but they won't say no to a DM. You know, the reason